the Titanic. Even the name evokes a sense of awe and grandeur. The Titanic was not just a ship, it was a marvel of modern engineering, a floating city that promised luxury and safety. It was the epitome of human ambition and technological prowess, a vessel that was supposed to redefine maritime travel. This ship, the largest of its time, was a floating palace, a testament to human ingenuity. Its interiors were adorned with opulent decorations, grand staircases, and lavish dining rooms. Every detail was meticulously crafted to offer the pinnacle of comfort and elegance to its passengers. It was deemed unsinkable, a symbol of man's triumph over nature. The shipbuilders and designers were so confident in their creation that they believed nothing could bring it down. This confidence was echoed in advertisements and news articles, which hailed the Titanic as the safest ship ever built. But the sea, as we all know, is a fickle mistress. It can be calm and serene one moment, and a raging tempest the next. The ocean's unpredictability is a reminder that nature, in all its beauty and power, cannot be tamed or controlled. On that fateful night in April 1912, arrogance met its match with the unforgiving ice of the North Atlantic. The ship, traveling at high speed, collided with an iceberg that tore through its hull. The impact was catastrophic, and the Titanic's fate was sealed. The Titanic wasn't just a ship, it carried dreams, aspirations, and the hopes of a new world. People from all walks of life boarded the vessel, each with their own story and their own vision of the future. For many, the Titanic represented a fresh start, a chance to build a new life in America. Immigrants crammed into steerage, eager for a fresh start. They endured cramped conditions and long journeys driven by the hope of a better life. These passengers, often overlooked in the grand narrative, were the heart and soul of the Titanic's voyage. Millionaires in first class, indulging in the lap of luxury. They dined on gourmet meals, enjoyed the finest wines, and reveled in the opulence that the Titanic offered. For them, the ship was a floating paradise, a testament to their wealth and status, all sailing towards a destiny none could have foreseen. The Titanic's journey was supposed to be a triumphant crossing of the Atlantic, but it turned into one of the greatest maritime disasters in history. The ship's collision with the iceberg was just the beginning of a tragic chain of events. The collision, when it came, seemed almost inconsequential at first. Many passengers felt only a slight jolt, a minor inconvenience in their otherwise smooth journey. Little did they know that the iceberg had inflicted a mortal wound on the ship. A shudder, a scraping sound, easily dismissed by many. Some passengers continued their activities, unaware of the impending disaster. It wasn't until the crew began to investigate the damage that the true extent of the catastrophe became apparent. But deep within the belly of the ship, the icy Atlantic was already claiming its prize. Water poured into the lower compartments, flooding the ship at an alarming rate. The Titanic's advanced safety features were no match for the relentless force of the ocean. As the night wore on, panic set in. Passengers scrambled to find lifeboats, realizing that there were not enough for everyone. The once orderly decks descended into chaos as people fought for their lives. The unsinkable Titanic was going down. The ship's bow dipped into the water, and the stern rose high into the air. It was a sight that defied belief, a tragic end to a vessel that had been hailed as invincible. In the icy grip of the ocean, stories of courage and sacrifice unfolded. Passengers and crew members alike showed incredible bravery, helping others to safety even as their own lives were in peril. These acts of heroism are a testament to the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. The band played on, their music a haunting elegy to a lost era. As the ship sank, the musicians continued to perform, providing a semblance of calm amidst the chaos. Their final song, "Nearer My God to Thee," became a poignant symbol of the Titanic's tragic end. Families clung together, whispering final goodbyes. In those final moments, the distinctions of class and status melted away, leaving only the raw, human need for connection and comfort. And as the Titanic slipped beneath the waves, it took with it over 1,500 souls, leaving an indelible mark on history. The story of the Titanic is not just a tale of a shipwreck, it is a profound reminder of the fragility of human life and the enduring power of hope and resilience. The Carpathia, arriving just hours after the Titanic's demise, found a scene of unimaginable sorrow. Lifeboats, scattered like forgotten toys, bobbed amidst a debris field of broken dreams. The survivors, wrapped in blankets, stared blankly, their faces etched with the horrors they had witnessed. The world reeled in shock. How could this engineering marvel, this symbol of progress, simply vanish beneath the waves? Newspapers churned out headlines of tragedy and outrage. The world mourned, united in grief over a catastrophe that seemed almost unimaginable. Immediately the investigation began. Inquiries were launched on both sides of the Atlantic, desperate to understand what went wrong and who was to blame. The sinking of the Titanic wasn't just a maritime disaster, it was a wake-up call, exposing glaring flaws in safety regulations and the inherent risks of hubris. Yet, amidst the blame and the sorrow, a profound question lingered. Where did the Titanic rest? The world knew the ship had sunk, but its exact location remained a mystery, lost in the vast expanse of the ocean floor. The search for the Titanic had begun. Finding the Titanic was no easy feat. The ship had sunk in the early hours of April 15, 1912, and its final resting place was shrouded in mystery. The vast expanse of the North Atlantic Ocean, combined with the technological limitations of the time, made the search a monumental challenge. Imagine searching for a city block in an area the size of New York City. That's the challenge that faced early explorers. The Titanic's wreckage was scattered over a large area, and pinpointing its exact location was akin to finding a needle in a haystack. The North Atlantic, vast and unforgiving, held the Titanic's secrets close. The ocean's depths were a formidable adversary, with strong currents and unpredictable weather conditions adding to the difficulty of the search. Initial efforts focused on using sonar, a technology that uses sound waves to map the ocean floor. Sonar was a relatively new technology at the time, and while it offered some hope, it was far from perfect. But these early sonar systems were crude, like trying to find a needle in a haystack using a flashlight with dying batteries. The images produced were often unclear and difficult to interpret, leading to many false leads and dead ends. The ocean floor, riddled with canyons, mountains, and vast plains, played a masterful game of hide-and-seek. The Titanic's remains could be hidden in any number of these underwater features, making the search even more complex. Expeditions were mounted, funded by wealthy individuals and driven by a thirst for adventure and discovery. These early explorers were pioneers, venturing into the unknown with a mix of hope and determination. But each attempt ended in disappointment, the Titanic remaining an elusive ghost, swallowed by the abyss. The ocean seemed determined to keep its secrets, and the explorers returned empty-handed. Their dreams of discovery dashed. The technological limitations were daunting, the financial burden immense, and the vastness of the search area seemed insurmountable. Years turned into decades, and the dream of finding the Titanic began to fade for many. The world moved on, the memory of the Titanic fading into legend. Newspapers that once blared headlines about the disaster were now yellowed with age, and the story of the Titanic became a tale told by grandparents to their grandchildren. But for some, the dream of finding the lost liner never died. Determined explorers and passionate historians continued to study the Titanic, driven by a desire to uncover the truth and honor the memory of those who perished. It was a challenge that beckoned, a mystery waiting to be solved. The Titanic's final resting place was out there, somewhere in the depths of the North Atlantic, and the quest to find it would continue, fueled by curiosity, determination, and a sense of adventure. Enter Robert Ballard, an oceanographer with a passion for exploration. Ballard wasn't just any oceanographer, he was a man driven by an insatiable curiosity and a relentless desire to uncover the mysteries of the deep sea. His career was marked by groundbreaking discoveries and innovative techniques that pushed the boundaries of what was possible in underwater exploration, and a secret weapon, the U.S. Navy. The Navy, with its vast resources and advanced technology, was an invaluable ally in Ballard's quest. They provided him with the tools and support he needed to undertake missions that would have been impossible for a civilian scientist. It was the height of the Cold War, and Ballard's true mission was to locate two lost nuclear submarines, the Thresher and the Scorpion. These submarines had been lost under mysterious circumstances, and their wrecks held secrets that could potentially alter the balance of power between the superpowers. Finding the Titanic? That was just a clever cover story. The Titanic, with its tragic history and enduring fascination, provided the perfect smokescreen for Ballard's covert operations. By focusing public attention on the search for the famous shipwreck, Ballard was able to divert scrutiny from his true objectives. The Navy, you see, had a vested interest in deep-sea technology. They were keen to develop and test new equipment that could operate at extreme depths, far beyond the reach of conventional submarines. This technology had the potential to revolutionize naval warfare and give the United States a significant strategic advantage. They needed to find their lost subs, not just to recover the remains and understand what went wrong, but also to ensure that sensitive technology and information did not fall into the wrong hands. The stakes were incredibly high, and failure was not an option. But they also wanted to explore the ocean floor for strategic purposes. The ocean floor was a largely uncharted territory, and it held many secrets that could be of immense value to military planners. By mapping these areas and understanding their features, the Navy could gain a tactical edge in submarine warfare. Ballard's expedition, cloaked in the guise of historical exploration, provided the perfect opportunity. It allowed him to conduct his search under the radar, without attracting undue attention from rival nations or the media. This subterfuge was essential to the success of the mission. Equipped with cutting-edge sonar technology which could penetrate the murky depths and provide detailed images of the ocean floor, Ballard was well prepared for the challenges ahead. This technology was at the forefront of oceanographic research and represented a significant leap forward in our ability to explore the deep sea. And a remotely operated vehicle, ROV, named Argo, a state-of-the-art piece of equipment that could be controlled from the surface and was capable of withstanding the immense pressures found at great depths. The Argo was a game-changer in underwater exploration. Ballard set sail for the North Atlantic. This region, known for its treacherous waters and unpredictable weather, was a daunting challenge for any expedition. But Ballard and his team were undeterred, driven by the knowledge that their mission was of critical importance. The Argo, a marvel of engineering, could dive to depths unreachable by humans, allowing it to explore areas that had never been seen before. Its cameras provided a glimpse into a world that was as alien and mysterious as the surface of another planet. Its cameras providing a glimpse into a world never seen before. The stakes were high. The success of the mission depended on the Argo's ability to navigate the dark, cold depths and relay accurate information back to the surface. Failure to locate the submarines would have been a blow to national security. The loss of these vessels had already been a significant setback, and not finding them would have compounded the tragedy. It was a race against time and the elements. But Ballard, driven by a thirst for discovery, was undeterred. His determination and expertise made him the ideal person for this mission. He was a man who thrived on challenges, and was always ready to push the limits of what was possible. And the weight of history on his shoulders pressed on. He knew that the success of this mission would not only be a personal triumph, but also a significant contribution to our understanding of the deep sea and its many mysteries. Little did the world know that his mission was about to make history in ways that no one could have predicted. The discoveries made during this expedition would capture the imagination of people around the world and change the course of oceanographic research, but not in the way anyone expected. The true story behind Ballard's mission remained a closely guarded secret for many years, only adding to the mystique and allure of his incredible journey.